Stop trying to use ChatGPT for everything. It's not a magic bullet. It's a tool that solves a particular set of problems. And if you want to grow your business with AI, you're going to need other tools besides large language models. In this video, I'll show you when tools like ChatGPT are the right tool to use and when you'll need to use other types of AI to drive business value. We'll also touch on two things that almost everyone overlooks: the engineering and strategy that actually make AI work inside of a business. Okay, point number one. ChatGPT is a generative AI tool. ChatGPT generates text. That makes it great for brainstorming, question and answer sessions, getting advice from ChatGPT, and it makes it really good for any type of system that needs a chat interface, like a chatbot. But ChatGPT and other large language models are actually pretty bad at other things, like predicting numbers, detecting anomalies, finding unusual patterns in data, and making precise recommendations. What I'm getting at is that ChatGPT does not do it all. That brings us to our next point. Different AI tools solve different types of problems. If you need to predict numbers or you need to find structure in data, you are not going to use a large language model. If you need to predict numbers, you're going to use predictive AI. And in fact, if you need to predict categories, things like whether a person is going to churn or not churn, you're also going to use a predictive AI technique. Predictive AI is different from generative AI. But if you need to find unusual patterns in your data, there's yet another type of AI. We call this unsupervised learning. It doesn't have a clever nickname, but unsupervised learning is very good at finding unusual or previously hidden patterns in data. We commonly use this for things like market segmentation that can later be used for marketing strategy or product strategy. And finally, the fourth major type that we'll talk about here is agentic AI. This is good anytime you need to automate any sort of task or workflow inside of a business. Each of these types of AI are powerful in their own way, but only when you apply them to the correct problems. Point number three. Business AI systems need engineering. Plug and play systems like ChatGPT rarely work perfectly right off the shelf. To drive serious business value while also mitigating your risk, you need engineering. That applies for systems that are based on large language models, but it also applies to things like predictive AI and AI agents. AI engineering means getting the right data, cleaning it properly, building data pipelines, architecting your system the right way, testing and validating that it works properly, setting up guardrails to make sure that your system doesn't go off the rails, and setting up monitoring to make sure that your AI system continues to perform well over time. We use monitoring to catch problems and issues that need to be fixed. Without that structure, you have projects that might work in a demo, but are much more likely to fail in deployment. And finally, strategy sits above the tools. What I mean by this is that good AI doesn't start with the tools. It actually starts with an AI strategy. And you build an AI strategy by first asking what problems you're trying to solve. You need to diagnose the problems in the business. Then you choose the right tool that can help solve those problems. And after that, you make sure that you have the right people, the right data, the right assets to implement your chosen AI tool and solve the problem. The big winners of the AI age won't be the businesses that just use ChatGPT for everything. They'll be the ones that choose the right tool for the problem and then build robust systems. As I suggested earlier, this is largely an engineering problem. So in this next video, I'll explain what it actually takes to design AI systems that drive revenue, profit, and long-term ROI.